Good morning all. So today we are discussing about production of some of the drugs like penicillin, glutamic acid and griseofulvin based on the fermentation techniques. So let's discuss firstly about the production of penicillin. As we all know, penicillin was the first antibiotic, naturally occurring antibiotic discovered. It is obtained in a number of forms from penicillin molds. Penicillin is not a single compound but a group of closely related compounds with the same basic ring-like structure, that is beta-lactam ring. This beta-lactam ring is also responsible for the antibiotic activity of the ring. This is the general structure of penicillin, and the acyl group attached to the side corner of beta-lactam ring is responsible for the different properties of different derivatives of penicillin. There are two different types of penicillin. One is biosynthetic penicillin, which is a naturally occurring penicillin through fermentation of the species. Next one, semi-synthetic penicillin, which are the derivatives of naturally occurring penicillin like ampicillin, penicillin V, penicillin G, carpenicillin, oxacillin, methicillin, etc. These semi-synthetic penicillin derivatives are having some special properties over natural penicillin like resistance to stomach acids so that they can be taken orally, and the degree of resistance towards penicillinase or beta-lactamase enzyme is also more, and they are also having extended range of activity against some of the gram-negative bacteria. Among them, penicillin G is the most widely used form. Normally, antibiotics are produced naturally by the microbes itself, like fungi or bacteria. In case of penicillin, it is obtained from the Penicillium notatum. Initially, it is discovered by Dr. Alexander Fleming. Penicillin currently is derived from Penicillium schizogenum for the bulk production, which is a great source of several beta-lactam antibiotics. Normally, it is found in temperate or subtropic regions, that is humid regions, and indoor environments like damp or water damaged areas. Penicillium schizogenum is a typical eukaryotic fungal cell with filamentous hyphae, and at the end it is having lots of conidia also. Like all other antibiotic, penicillin is also a secondary metabolite. So, for getting bulk production of penicillin, we have to maintain the stationary phase during fermentation. Penicillium schizogenum is the first option for the production of all the derivatives of penicillin. Next comes the classification of Penicillium schizogenum, which includes kingdom, division, class, order, family, genus and species of the fungi. Next, the basic steps involved in the fermentation process of any antibiotics, which include media preparation, heat sterilization, fermentation, culture maintaining, biomass removal, solvent addition, centrifugal extraction and finally drying. In media preparation, for the preparation of any antibiotic, first step is we have to select a suitable media which contain all the essential ingredients for the growth of the particular microorganism. So, first step is selection of media and its preparation. Second, the heat sterilization. Before starting fermentation, one thing we have to make sure that the media we have selected and the fermenter we have selected is devoid of contamination. So, we should sterilize the media as well as the fermenter by providing high heat and high pressure. Next, fermentation. Normally, fermentation is done by fed batch fermentation method. Any method we can choose, like batch fermentation method, continuous fermentation method, fed batch fermentation method, any kind of fermentation method we can choose, but for the high productivity we normally prefer fed batch fermentation. Penicillin is a secondary metabolite of the fungus, so the fed batch mode will be ideal for the production. And the temperature we are maintaining is 20 to 24 degrees Celsius. pH is the neutral pH. And next, about the culture. Normally it is called a seed culture. First we have to prepare a pure seed culture of the particular organism from which we are obtaining the penicillin, and it is inoculated into the fermentation media. After inoculation, the whole setup is closed and allow for fermentation for certain period of time. It may be 14 days, it may be 3 to 4 days, it depending upon the product yield and quality and quantity of the product we expect. After fermentation, there comes the removal of biomass. That means after fermentation, the fermentation broth will contain a lot of mycelia and other cell debris. So first of all, we have to remove the biomass. It is done with the help of a rotary vacuum filter. After removing biomass, next comes the solvent addition. To dissolve the penicillin in the filtrate, we use some organic solvent in which the penicillin is dissolved. For example, butyl acetate like organic solvent. So, a solution of penicillin is formed there. And again, we extract the penicillin by centrifugation. Centrifugation is done to remove the excess solid waste from the liquid solution which is containing penicillin. After extraction, we have to crystallize the penicillin, and after crystallization, the penicillin salt is get separated and we go for drying. Next, selection of nutrient media. So as per the procedure, we have to follow each step. So first we have to select the media. So for selecting media, a nutrient media should contain a carbon source, a nitrogen source, a mineral source, precursors and anti-foaming agents mainly. For carbon source, we are selecting glucose and fructose. For nitrogen source, ammonium salts and ammonia gas itself we are using. And minerals, magnesium, calcium, iron, phosphorus, zinc and copper are used. And next and most important part, that is precursors. The role of precursor in fermentation is, according to the precursor, we are forming the derivatives. For example, if we are using phenyl acetic acid as a precursor, the product will be penicillin G. If we are using hydroxyphenyl acid, the product will be penicillin X. Likewise. And anti-foaming agents we are adding to prevent foam during fermentation. Next part, inoculation of the fermentation media. For that, we have to prepare a seed culture. So, for preparing a seed culture, we start with the culture of Penicillium schizogenium in a solid media. After culturing in a solid media, we make a cell suspension in a flask. And this flask culture is further transferred to the seed tanks to grow more. In the seed tank, after 24 to 48 hours, the content is transferred to the fermentation tanks for inoculation. At the time, all the parameters like temperature 28 degrees Celsius, pH that is neutral pH, aeration that is continuous sterilized steam aeration, agitation constant at 200 rpm, all are properly maintained. Then fermentation is done. After fermentation, there comes the recovery of penicillin. For that, first we have to filter the biomass by using rotary vacuum filter. After removing the biomass, convert the penicillin into its anionic form. For that, we have to lower the pH of the solution to 2.5. So, for that purpose, we have to add some acids like phosphoric acid and sulfuric acid. After converting penicillin anionic form, the entire broth is subjected for extraction process. For this, we are using organic solvents like butyl ketone, amyl acetate and butyl acetate. Penicillin is soluble in organic solvent. So, when we add organic solvents, the penicillin in the nutrient broth will get dissolved. And it is again extracted by using water. In water, penicillin is insoluble. So, when we add water, it gets precipitated. And along with water, we add some amount of sodium and potassium hydroxide. So, the penicillin will get precipitated in its salt form. And this extraction process we repeat. So, the shift between water and organic solvent, that means first we add organic solvent, the drug will dissolve, and then we add water, the drug will precipitate. Again we add solvent, organic solvent, so again the drug will get dissolved. Once again we treat with water, so the drug will precipitate second time. So this shift between water and organic solvent helps in the purification of penicillin. Finally, the crystallized sodium or potassium salt of penicillin can be separated and it is dried. Sometimes charcoal treatment is also used for removing pigmentation and other dirt. Next drug is griseofulvin. Production of griseofulvin. Griseofulvin is an antifungal antibiotic which is used against fungal infections. It is used for the treatment of fungal infections of skin, hair and other ringworm infections. This antibiotic is also effective against fungal diseases of plants, but its cost seems to be high for wider agricultural applications. And this griseofulvin is a fungistatic compound active against dermatophytic fungi having a chitinous cell wall. Griseofulvin is isolated from the species Penicillium griseofulvum. There is extensive literature available on griseofulvin production by Penicillium species. However, Penicillium griseofulvum is found to be the best strain for griseofulvin production. And the medium used for griseofulvin production is Sapec-Dox medium. It contains sucrose, sodium nitrate, dipotassium phosphate, magnesium sulfate, potassium chloride, ferrous sulfate in required amount, and finally the pH should be maintained at 7.3 at 25 degrees Celsius. These are the required parameters. Next, steps involved in the production of griseofulvin. As we said earlier, the initial step is suitable selection of media and sterilization of the media and the fermenter. After that, we inoculate the culture into the fermentation media and we go for fermentation. From fermentation, there comes pre-treatment of fermentation media. After that, filtration, then extraction, then decolorization, then isolation and separation, then precipitation and purification of the product. So let's start from the fermentation process. So the first step is the adjustment of pH of Sapec-Dox medium to neutral pH. Then the medium is dispensed into the fermenter. Then this media is autoclaved for 20 minutes at 120 degrees Celsius at 15 lb pressure. After that, a fresh sample of mycelial suspension of fungus penicillium, that is the seed culture, from a fresh lobe on Treipastep agar is used as the seed culture for the inoculation. Then this entire setup is fermented for 14 days at 24 degrees Celsius. After fermentation, there comes the pre-treatment of the fermented media. It is done for favoring the filtration process coming after this. It can be done by two methods. First method, by heating at 60 degrees Celsius for 20 to 30 minutes or by heating at 80 degrees Celsius for 5 to 10 minutes. Any methods will provide a satisfactory increase in filtration rate. Next comes filtration. It is done in a rotary vacuum filter which is having a drum covered with diatomaceous earth matter and it is allowed to rotate under vacuum and it is halfly immersed in a slurry tank. After pre-treatment of the fermentation media, the small amount of coagulation agent is added to the media and it is slowly pumped into the tank. As the drum rotates, the coagulated particles in the media get adhered to the surface of the drum and form a thin layer. Gradually, the thin layer becomes thick layer and a cake-like format. This cake portion comes to the upper part, which is not immersed in the liquid part or the slurry tank. It is washed with water for cleaning and dry it immediately. Then the dried portion is cut off immediately from the drum and separated. From the dried portion, we are doing the extraction process of griseofulvin. And it is done by using organic solvent like cold acetone. It can be done with the 75 to 25% of efficiency. Here is the diagram of rotary vacuum filter, the interior and exterior form. Next come decolorization. Decolorization is done for removing any pigmentation present in the extract. It is done by adding calcium hydroxide at 2.5 to 5 gram per liter. And for that purpose, we have to adjust the pH to alkaline, that is above 10. And after decolorization, the extract is acidified by using lime or any other mineral acids. Then isolation and separation. Here comes the removal of further any impurities or waxy substances present in the extract. It is done by adding hydrocarbon solvents in which the extract is immiscible and the griseofulvin is insoluble. Finally, precipitation and purification process. It can be precipitated in so many ways. One method is using the liquid solvent in which griseofulvin is substantially insoluble like water, and after washing with dry or wet acetone will remove the small impurities remaining. Methanol or butanol can also be used, which will give a marked purification. Here is the diagram showing the fermentation of griseofulvin. Next, we are discussing about production of glutamic acid. Glutamic acid is comprised of amino group aliphatic amino acid, alpha carboxylic acid and side chain of carboxylic acid. It plays a vital role in the neural activation. It is one of the 20 amino acids. There are two types of amino acid. One is essential amino acid and other one is non-essential amino acid. Glutamic acid is a non-essential amino acid that forms protein. The primary source of glutamic acid include food products like egg, dairy products, fish, meat and poultry. And it is also available from vegetable sources like cabbage, beet, spinach, parsley, kale, wheat and wheat grasses. And it is also present in all kind of legumes and beans. The breakthrough in the production of glutamic acid was the isolation of a specific soil inhabiting gram-positive bacterium. That means we are extracting or we are isolating the glutamic acid from Corynebacterium glutamicum preferably. Glutamic acid commercial production by microbial fermentation provides 90% of world's total demand and remaining 10% is met through chemical methods. The raw materials commonly used for the production of glutamic acid is carbohydrate. For that we can use glucose, molasses, sucrose, etc. Molasses means these are the sugary solutions produced from the sugar cane. Brown colored sugar solutions. And peptone, inorganic solvents and most importantly bio. And here comes some of the uses of glutamic acid. In humans, it is mainly helpful for metabolism and functioning of brain and heart, prostate health, immune system support and detoxification. And other major use of glutamic acid is in the production of monosodium glutamate or MSG, which is commonly known as seasoning salt. It is the flavoring enhancing agent present in almost all the food. It is commonly known as Ajinomoto. And the media used for the production of glutamic acid should contain carbon, nitrogen sources and oxygen, and the pH should be maintained between 7 to 8. And one of the essential content should be present in the media is biotin. It will improve the yield of glutamic acid produced. It is a growth factor. Next comes the fermentation process. The fermentation is carried out approximately for 40 to 48 hours at 30 degrees Celsius temperature. The pH should be adjusted between 7 to 8. Approximately 50% of the supplied carbohydrate is converted into L-glutamic acid. The major steps involved are: first, we have to select the media, that is natural product like sugar cane is squeezed into molasses. It is a media. And we sterilize the media and add it to the fermentation tank along with other nutrients. And Corynebacterium glutamicum is inoculated to the fermentation broth. And fermentation is carried out. The microbe will react with the sugar and produce glutamic acid. Finally, the broth is separated and is acidified and the glutamic acid get crystallized. This is the diagram showing glutamic acid production. Next comes the separation and purification of glutamic acid. After fermentation, using rotary vacuum filter, the cells or the biomass are separated and the extract of glutamic acid from the filtrate, it can be separated by two methods. One, by using ion exchange resins. We can use either cationic resins or anionic resins by favoring the pH of the medium. If you are using a low pH or if you are using a cationic resin at low pH, it will absorb positive amino acids. Likewise, we can separate. Second method, concentration crystallization method. Here we can do the pH change, or we can lower the temperature, or by adding any salts like ammonium or calcium salts, we can separate the product by crystallization. The product will get crystallized or precipitated. After crystallization or the precipitation, the glutamic acid are added to sodium hydroxide solution and convert into monosodium glutamate, that is MSG or Ajinomoto. Since it is insoluble in water, it can be separated easily. Again, it is cleaned by using active charcoal. The cleaned MSG solution is concentrated by heating and the MSG pure crystals are formed. Thank you.